Remember, the YouTube ads feed the ducks. Hello everybody, it's June the 10th of the Duck Adventure, and this is day 30th of the hatch, and the ducks that are hatching right now, actually the ones that are breaking through today on the shell are they're deformed ducks. It's not a nice scene. I'm going to show it to you. It's sad. It's really sad. I hate this part because I'm going to have to put down a whole bunch of ducklings today that are born that are just they're deformed. So I've since I took them out there on yesterday morning, I've misted the eggs twice to help the ducklings soften the eggs up. But it's a bad situation. But we've got some good news. We've got 4 geese breaking through, but I got one right now that he's really breaking through. I'm going to show you. I'm going to convert the mic over here for you, or the camera to the mic, so you can hear inside. But it's a bad situation. It's not nice looking. Some people might not like what they're going to see. As you can see, some of the ducklings, there's some healthy ducklings in there that have made it, but there's a lot of ducklings that it's bad. They're just born defective, deformed bodies, crooked, and they're not straightening out. I'm thinking maybe the extra day I might have got maybe, I don't know, a dozen, maybe 16 more ducklings. Not a lot for the extra day here. A lot of them are, trying to break through the shells, and like I said, I've been misting. And then the water that you saw there on the shelf there, the water droplets, that's because I did a quick mist on some of the eggs. it doesn't matter if they don't hatch, right away by the day 28. Like, just like the hatchery guy told me last year. If they aren't hatched on the 28th day, they don't bother with it because it's a weak duck and it's a weak chick, and chicken's 21 days. But and I believe that, because I remember with the failed chicken experiment. All the chicks that hatched after day 21 were all sickly, and they didn't cut it. If they're hatched by their due date, they're a strong animal, and that's just the way Mother Nature is. I think I've got one problem though, and I think I don't have a remote thermometer to tell, but something's telling me the top of the incubator is too hot. I don't know. I've got a gut feeling. My gut's just telling me that the very top shelf, I had the lowest success rate, and I think it's the top shelf's too hot. I'm gonna come up with some heat reflectors on the light bulbs to bounce it off the ceiling, and I'm gonna put a small fan on the top of it. I don't know if I'm gonna have the fan constantly running, or if I'm gonna have it so it turns on only when the heat turns on. I have to figure that out. I have to do. It's going to be a modification on the fly here once I get these ducklings out. Oh, I got to show you something really cool. We got a goose coming out, and we got four geese breaking free here. And that's a Chinese goose egg right there, and the rest are emdom. There's 4 total that have broken through. So and this one is coming out. Look at, there it is. The head's out. A baby goose. And considering that egg, oh yeah, that egg did have a chip on the very bottom, and it pipped through on the bottom. Now geese can take up to 35 days. It's 28 to 35 for them, so they're good to go right till this weekend. So, but I've got to do some modifies to the hatcher. I'm thinking the top shelf is a problem because the eggs on the top shelf did not have a good hatch rate. Our first baby goose on the duck adventure. Look at him go. He's trying to stand up. Now right now I'm using the mic on the camera. I don't have it plugged in so we can hear what's going on inside. So anything you're hearing right now is through the glass. That's so cool. That's so cool. Man, they're a lot bigger. I'll give you another shot here. I got so much to do today. I gotta run to town and get a fan here, and I gotta figure out some things. And I'm working on my garden too, so. So I guess right now that the egg is still attached to him. I think you can still see it attached there. Yeah, it is. There it is. So if I was to screw with that and break that shell off, he would bleed to death. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what it looks like when they're attached to the egg still. So until that dries up and breaks off on its own, you know, this duck is, or this goose is, or gosling is, you know, could bleed to death if it breaks off prematurely. But that is really cool. What a good camera shot that is, actually. Alright, I gotta go and start my day. I got a lot to do today. But I came up with an idea on the fan here. I just remembered I had a computer fan over in the garage, and I got an idea. I'm gonna hitch up in a can, and I think I'm gonna come up with something here today that's gonna be fast and easy and not too much screwing around. I think it'll work. It's definitely going to help get the heat out of upstairs there and get it down below. Well, that was quick. I was just digging through the recycle bin here to get a can for my idea, and the goose, or gosling, I keep saying goose, the gosling broke its cord, so it's free now. So it's going to dry out, and so we'll come back here in an hour or so and see what she looks like, or he looks like. But it looks like there's 3 others that are on the verge of coming through. There's that one. And then there's this one there that the end of it keeps flexing. That one, the very first one here, that they're still going strong, but it's having a hard time. But no sign on the other eggs yet for the geese. But the Chinese goose that I got from my neighbor is definitely hatching. That's the Chinese one right there. That's the Chinese goose egg. So it's starting to come through. The glass on this thing, it started off so clear, now it's so dirty. It's unbelievable amount of fluff that comes off the ducklings when they hatch. The whole inside of the hatcher completely covered in white dander, duckling dander. So I can see how this would make a mess of an incubator. Thankfully, this thing, the way I've got it made set up, that I can basically get it completely wet inside and wash it out, because I wouldn't want to have to wash out that other one, my incubator. If it got this dirty, it would be just brutal to wash it out. Alright, I'm going to go and fabricate my homemade air movement system that I've come up with, the fastest way to do this. I just did an egg recon, and I have to show you this. I haven't been doing egg recon for you guys in a while, because this week it's the hatch week, and that's the most important thing right now. But this I had to show you. Just look at this here. I'm going to turn this so you can see. Look at the size of that little egg. There it is. Look at that. Like, that's quail size. I almost was going to say pigeon, but pigeon's much smaller. But that's like a quail egg. That's ridiculous. But they're coming out of molt, and when they come out of molt, this is when you get these small, really small eggs. You get the rubber eggs, and you get the double yolkers, because their bodies is getting back into egg production from the hiatus of not making any eggs while they were making new feathers. So we're coming out of the molt, and the ducks are starting to turn on egg production again. This pail has actually it looks like about 30% more eggs. I didn't bother counting today, but the last 2 days I've noticed the egg count getting a little bit more. So the molt must be coming to an end. So the ones that were molting at the first now are starting to lay eggs, and we're starting to get some more volume here on the eggs. So I got a hunch we're going to have some late hatches this year because of this molt delay. As I mentioned earlier, I'm 99.9% sure that my top shelf is too hot, and that's because the light bulb's up there, and I can't do much with the light bulbs today because I've got a hatch going on, and I'm gonna get 4 pie plates just to help as heat reflectors to keep the heat up and let the fans do the air moving around for the heat. But I've got I made a sort of, I guess you'd call it a heat chimney here. I've taken a coffee can. I'll just show you here. It's just a basic coffee can. I've cut a hole in the bottom, a 2.5-inch hole with a hose off, and I put a computer fan on top, and I've got a little 12-volt adapter here to power it, and I'm going to set that on the top shelf up there inside in front of that light, and hopefully this sucks when the heat turns on, that this fan, I'm going to plug it into the light bulbs socket that's up there, and when it turns on, hopefully this gets the heat from up there and down the center, and I'm going to have it so it points down the center on the front here, and hopefully it works, and we'll see. But I think the top trays had a dismal hatch rate. So actually I'm positive it was that they got overheated. So I think I lost probably about 50 or 60 ducklings on the top shelf, so it sucks. But the next batch this weekend coming, hopefully we'll have all these bugs worked out. Unfortunately, we're experimenting here, and and R&D and all that stuff all at the same time. And anyways, so I'll give you a shot when it's in there. Run it. All right, I put it in up there. I'll give you a shot here. This is what she looks like. So it's basically just a coffee can with a computer fan on top, and it's sucking the hotter air off the top and blowing it down the front center. Now the back is blowing up. So the back here, we've got air is going up the back from the fan, and on the front to this little computer fan. So So I'm hoping that that's enough to get the air circulating. I don't know. We'll see. This is. I'm thinking that you know, with some heat reflectors, you know, put some pie plates up there underneath the light bulbs, so that there's, you know, less heat radiating down, and with the fan, the next hatch this weekend is going to be much better. It's just it's a shame. I thought for sure, you know, with that big fan on the bottom, on the back end there running, that we would have had, you know, enough air movement. But I guess not. I guess it was just too close to the light bulbs in the top, and you know, that top shelf. It just got a little too warm. Oh, and unfortunately, I don't have another remote thermometer, you know, to put on that shelf to see what it is. But meantime, when I grab the pie plates today, I think I'll do that. I'm gonna grab a you know, another $10 one, and just a cheap one at Walmart. You know, hate going to that store, but anyways. Only place in town that's got them. Everybody else is, you know, they don't have them. So, but lots of defective, a lot of handicapped ducklings. I'm telling you, it's sad. So I gave the eggs a miss because I had the door open and I don't want to dry them out. And you know, the humidity is really high right now as the temperature dropped because I had the door open. But it seems to, the temperature seems to be doing a little more. It's not going up as fast. It actually went down a little bit when I put the fan in. So maybe this is what I needed. I need a little more air circulation. All right, everyone. I had to do an emergency intervention here inside the hatcher. I had to take everything apart and do a big cleanup because I noticed now we were getting flies in the back room, and I knew right away. Okay, next thing you know, we're going to have maggots inside the hatcher. So there was something going on wrong. Now I had to. I'll show you the mess I've got here, but I'll show you what I've saved. These are the ones that I got out of the shell here, and these flies you see are actually in the room here. They're not in the hatcher. That's what I saved as far as stronger ones today. And then we've got these really weak ones here. Now these were the ones that were trapped inside shells, you know, that had pipped through and just stopped. So I had a pail of warm water at 104 degrees Fahrenheit to soak them so that I could get them out, and it's the only way. They had their wings stuck to them, they had body parts stuck to them, eggs stuck to them. It was a mess. So I have no idea what's going to survive out of that pile there. Maybe they're all going to die. Who knows? Maybe they were just trapped too long. Won't know till later. Now the goose. 2 geese came out on their own, and 2 were stuck in there. And something told me to intervene and check, and thankfully I did. Now I don't know if the 2 are going to survive. This one here, she, I don't know, the way they're vibrating there, I don't think so. The shell was starting to shrink wrap. So my gut's telling me I've got to crank up the humidity a little higher than 60%. I think I'm going to try the next hatch at 70. Just to a little moisture in the air. Plus, like I said, the fan situation. You know, they're so cute. But the fan situation, back to that. Now that I've got a fan on the top running, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire up that fan. I'm going to plug it in so it runs 24/7, just like the bottom fan, to keep the air circulating in a circle, so there's less heat at the top. I think the fan at the bottom is just not moving enough air. I think that's the problem. So I still haven't decided yet. I have to go to Walmart and or No Frills or whatever store I can find some pie plates today, and I'm going to see about a little fan. Maybe I can get a little desktop fan, a little higher volume for the top, or make something, a tube situation, something that I can route the air down the front. I don't know. I got some figuring to do here before I load the incubator up for the next hatch, which I've got to load up here starting tomorrow. So I got my Muscovy. I've got a busy day ahead of me here, running into town, getting some parts, and see what I can do here. But I'm poor little things here. Like, look at these things here. They were, you know, I don't know what's going to survive out of these. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to survive. So, but I'll show you what I got. I'm going to turn the light on so you can see. Okay, these are the eggs that pipped through. 2 ducks died right in there after they got through. But these are, I'm going to give you a count. I'll do the count. I'm going to go down to the compost pile to do this. And then here's the bin of eggs that did not hatch. Now, by the feel of them and the colors,
I think almost every one of those is full of a duck that just didn't even bother to hatch. I don't know what's going on. So we're going to know more when we're down at the compost pile. And I'm going to take a look and see what's going on. I'll let you know in the video later on what the final result of that big, tub of eggs, out of 503 eggs. We'll see what the story is. I'm not happy the way it turned out. We'll have a count later and see what my success rate is. All right, I'm just doing the autopsy here on the duck eggs, and I'm blown away by the amount of underdeveloped, and I'm talking like really underdeveloped, but still alive. Like this guy, look at this. This little duckling was just moving, but this is 30 days in the egg. It just stopped moving, but this thing was just moving, like. I have no idea. This is bizarre that something underdeveloped would still be alive at 30 days. Like this would probably take another 5 to 10 more days, like 35 to 40 days. It's bizarre. And I know they're not Muscovy eggs. All of these eggs are either ruin or peaking. So it doesn't make any sense. Like it's 97% of everything we're getting here is underdeveloped. It's not that it was unfertilized, it's underdeveloped eggs. It's like they stopped. They got to about, probably it's looking like about day 20, and they just stopped. It's bizarre. I'm not done yet. I still got quite a bin there to do here yet, but when we're done here, I'll be, if I don't say it in the video, look below in the description and it'll give a breakdown of what the end result was if I don't record a finish after I do the count, but it'll definitely be in the description below the video what the final count is. But this, I don't believe the amount of underdeveloped eggs that just stopped. It's like they actually stopped in the incubator. They didn't stop in the hatcher. They were like long gone, stopped developing in the incubator before I even put them in the hatcher. It's weird. It's really, really, really weird. All right, well, let me finish this nasty job. I've hit a couple rotten ones. It stinks. Well, I don't have the exact number. The exact number I'll definitely put down in the description. But Cindy just did a quick count on all the little tick marks here, and I was yelling out what the deal is, and we just it was 341 we just threw in the compost pile. Plus I've had 5 die, just up and die in the barn, and I don't even know what's going to happen with the weak ones that are in the hatcher yet, that I rescued today. I got a hunch so far I'm under, like, I'm not even at 30% success rate, and the only thing I can think of, because I didn't have any temperature or humidity goofs, is it's CO2 poisoning. It's the only thing that makes sense. I've read about it, and it's the only thing is but I had the air vents. Like I had 4 air vents open, so there was lots of air going through, and I actually had 6 air vents open, and it was losing humidity too much, so I actually closed 2 of them to keep the humidity up, but still have air going through. And I put, I did the cigarette lighter on the bottom, and it's got every 1 hour it does 2 minutes of venting where it gets rid of the air, so it brings in fresh air. Plus, just the convection part of it, there was always fresh air going into it. So it's the only thing I can think of that would cause, this high of a mortality rate and underdeveloped eggs, because that was just crazy, the amount of eggs that I couldn't believe. And there were still some of them, nothing was the amount that were still alive. That's the part I don't understand. The underdeveloped eggs that were still alive. It's like under 30% success. We got this weekend. We got the next hatch here, the next wave, and I've opened up some more air vents again, and hopefully I'm not too late. I don't know. I'm having a bad feeling here. I'm a depressed camper right now, boys and girls. So below is the final count here of what exactly was the outcome of this hatch. I'm hoping this weekend's better. I'm hoping, but this it's a sad day on the duck adventure as far as success is concerned, or lack of it.